Hi Gordon. A real common problem with a 123 body, diesel or otherwise, is the horsehair pad on the front seats where most of the passengers ride. They break down, and so as that horsehair pad breaks down, and it's really a good pad, but it can't be expected to last over 20 years. Most of these cars are getting up to be 20 years old, but it breaks down, and so we found what we think is a real good source for those horsehair pads, and they're really not that hard to change. So first thing we have to do is pull the seat out. It's just 4 or 5 bolts actually to pull either side, passenger or driver's front seat out. And then once we get the seat out, we'll show you how to take the back off and how to get the pad replaced. It really is not a very difficult job. All we really need for this job in terms of tools is a set of sockets. I've just got a ratchet and a standard set of sockets there. It's just going to take a 10 millimeter. I brought along a 10 millimeter open box-in combination. Sometimes they get in awkward positions. And then after we put that horsehair pad on, I have right here a set of hog ring pliers and a bag of hog rings. You don't really have to have that. I put them back without hog ringing them back. You can use tie wraps or whatever to secure the bottom piece of the upholstery back down. But if you've got a set of hog ring pliers, they cost about 20 bucks, and hog rings are sold by the pound to do the job so it looks like it was when it came from the factory. Okay, so what I want is a 10 millimeter socket. I got a little extension for the first bolt and ratchet. And the first one I always take loose is the one that attaches the rail that guides the seat back and forth on the side right here. If you look in the back seat area, there's a little cover right there. It just pops right off. So you take that little cover off, and underneath there's a 10 millimeter bolt. And so that's the first thing we want to take out. Okay, so first thing we take is just that bolt out. We're going to take that whole slide thing off with the seat. And then we need to move the seat forward, and we need to adjust both the height of the seat and the position of the seat. So we gotta fiddle with both adjustments in such a way that we expose 2 bolts. There's one right there and one right there on the back side of these rails. They're also 10 millimeter, and I've still got that socket and extension. So what I want to do is loosen both of those up and take them out. There are 2 like it in the front. In the front, what we got to do is move the seat back, and we also need to adjust the height because the rail is in our way. But you see, if we adjust the height, we expose the 2 in front that are holding that seat. So we're there, and likewise over near the stick shift side there. And those are the 5 bolts that hold the seat. When these horsehair cushions start to break up, there's a green powdery material that appears underneath the seat, and you can still see some of it under here where this one is broken up. It's just like a fiber. They call it a horsehair, but I can't pick any of it up. It's a powdery material that where the cushion has started to deteriorate. It's real obvious. And of course, when that cushion is broken up, you can feel it. It's not comfortable. It's not firm. And so now you see that seat tilts back. It's ready to pull out of there. It's completely loose. And so you just carefully, I usually tilt them that way. You want to bang the front. There we go. So the whole thing comes out with that rail. And now we'll get the car out of the way, and we'll show you how to take that seat apart. Okay, now once we get the seat out of the car, You want to pull the back, the seat back off of the seat proper where we sit in order to get the cushion replaced. So first thing is this rail, just slide it out of there. It just slides right out. We need to expose these two bolts. And so I think we can leave this piece on there, I'm not sure, but it just pops right off. You see it just pops right off, that way you can see what we're doing here. And I think that looks like a 13 millimeter nut right there, bolt, sorry. So there's going to be one on, or two on each side that we need to take off. I got both those bolts off, so you see it's loose. Now I want to be careful not to rip that upholstery. You need to take the other side off in a similar way. And this time I certainly have to pull this piece off, and this just pops right off, and then that comes right off, and you see those are the two bolts that allow me to take the back off. It seems to be hard. See that I need to take this plastic piece off. There's a long piece of plastic that's attached to this, and if I pop it up like that and then kind of move it to the back, it comes out like that. And so you see that was a little spade that was pushed down in there, and that will allow me to take it off on this side. So now if I compress the spring, you can see that that comes right out of there. Sometimes you have to be a little patient with it so that you don't tear it. Okay, now I got these sides off the front. Now I'm going to push on the back, and the same thing. I've got a cardboard thing that's pressed into the frame of the seat. Now you might want to do this on a spot where you don't care underneath it. The horsehair just disintegrates, because that white powdery stuff will get all over. So that's what, now we're ready to pull the pad off the seat and put the new seat cover on. So we're going to pull this pad off, and the broken horsehair is underneath there, and then we'll put a new. Okay. Now we've gotten the old one off. You can see these hog rings. There'll be hog rings, little like staples that are brads that hold that old one on there. Actually, they hold the cover around the frame of the seat, and I just take a pair of diagonal cutters and cut all those off. I'm going to put new hog rings on there anyway. But the old one now is taken off, and we've got a new one. So we got a new horsehair cushion. Now also we've repaired this a little bit. You can see this particular seat was kind of broken down, this pad. You can buy these pads, they're pretty expensive, but this was all broken up under here, and we went ahead and repaired it. And actually what we did is take a double-sided tape that's used to wrap golf grips, and we put a strip of this tape, double-sided tape, underneath the felt pad, and then we put the felt pads back down so we wouldn't have to buy a brand new cushion. So this cushion, as it turns out, is still good, but these seams had kind of broken loose because the horsehair pad underneath was broken up, and so some of the threads underneath got ripped out. So we were able to put and repair this seat with some double-sided tape. So we're ready to put the cushion back on, And just for illustrative purposes, we happen to have another old cushion here. You can see that that's the way they come when they're still in good shape, when the stitching is still good. You see those felt strips are underneath there. We had to tape ours back down, but you can see that this side of this one, it got all torn up just from wear. These things, that Mercedes-Benz Tech seat cushion probably is $250, $300 new. So if they're not torn and you can save them, you're much better off trying to repair them. At any rate, we think we found a real good source for these pads. This is the source. If Gordon, you want to pan in on that and then look at that invoice. They call it a horsehair pad. It's somehow, I don't know really how it's made, but it's some kind of a fibrous material that's kind of all glued together, but it's nice and firm and all in one piece. And of course, it's molded so that it just slips right on to the frame. Usually what I do is, that. So now I've got it pushed back on there, and it's real simple. We just go through the reverse process. Now you see I just have to push this down. Sometimes I have to lay down on it to get those cardboard things back under there. But now we've got this one, you see, all the way around on all the sides. Now what we need to do is put the back on it, and then we'll put these plastic guards on. And so first we'll bolt the back on it, and go from there. I think it's easier if two people align the seat, align these 4 bolts, but once you get them started, of course, it's real simple. We just pop these things on. They all just snap on. That thing just snaps on like that. And now the other side. And we're ready to put it back. I gotta put that rail right there, and then there's a little cover goes there. So now we're ready